Florence is edging closer to North Carolina at this time, and it's moving towards a more westerly direction now. Still a Category 2 with 105 mph winds and a pressure of 955 millibars, 33.7 north, 76.1 west at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, September 13th. That's where the storm is located, and you can see it's a lot of tropical storm force conditions over land, and it's a stage 6 on the CDPS. If you've stopped taking this storm seriously, don't, because Hurricane Floyd was less than that at stage 5. It's 77 miles from Beaufort, 79 from Morehead City, 97 from Surf City, 105 from Jacksonville, North Carolina, and 112 from Wilmington. We're counting down the miles. The warnings remain exactly the same as they were this morning, and not much change from yesterday even. There they are right now. Too many to go through in detail, but they're presented to you on the screen, as are the storm surge watches and warnings, also still in effect. So the latest GFS model run shows the storm continuing to stall before making landfall in the Wilmington area, or maybe slightly north, and it doesn't do that until Friday, and then it moves inland and then off towards the northwest. Yes, it is quite possible that the storm will be stalling offshore for a whole 24 hours before going inland. GFS there suggesting it will dip towards the west more than initially thought, could end up going towards Ohio and Indiana maybe, and then off towards the northeast. Certainly rainfall is quite possible in those areas, as well as other places that have been affected by Gordon. The official track takes it over Pennsylvania, however. Temperatures are around 28 or 29 degrees Celsius in the sea, and that of course will give the storm maybe one last chance to do a little bit more strengthening before it reaches land. I doubt it. So there's the storm again, making landfall maybe early on Friday morning and then moving inland, weakening very quickly as it does so. It may only make landfall as a Category 1, but that doesn't stop the 40 inches of expected rain from falling. That's almost double what happened during Floyd, and up to 13 feet of storm surge from this storm as well, which makes it a real threat, more so in its rainfall and its storm surge than its wind. Here are the chances of tropical storm force winds: 99% in Wilmington, 94% in Myrtle Beach, 91% in Cape Hatteras, and 71% now in Charleston. The chances in Norfolk going down a bit, down to 36%. So with this storm, a lot of people may be a little bit misguided that the storm is weaker than it was earlier, down to Category 2 on the Sappho-Simpson when it used to be a 4. That doesn't negate very much at all from the storm's potential impacts, which were never wind in the first place. It is the rainfall and the storm surge, both of which are going to be absolutely huge, and the biggest, possibly the wettest hurricane on record in both North and South Carolina by the time this is through. Already we've got reports of maybe 6 inches of rain already having fallen in 1 or 2 places just off the coast, and that will translate onto the coast in the next few hours as those rain bands continue to move through. A saving grace for the coast of the Carolinas is that the storm's eye wall is completely open in the southern side, and it has been for about 2 or 3 days now. Much like Isabel in its final days, this storm could have been much stronger if it just had the time to consolidate that eye wall before it made its final run towards the coast. Otherwise, we could have still been looking at a Category 4, but thankfully not. It's still going to be bad, and we'll have more updates later. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. You can also help the project become even better by enjoying the benefits of patronage. You can find out more information about how to become a patron and what those benefits are at patreon.com/Force13. You can also view Force 13's live feed at any time. It's now entering its 6th day. You can find it at youtube.com/Force13/live.